The new Fable game has me really excited, and I'd like to talk about why. The gameplay they chose to share is actually not like a quest, or it's not really focused on combat or anything like that. It's actually the best part of Fable, in my opinion, which is like the life sim elements, what you do with the villagers, what you do with the NPCs. And the trailer starts off with just like a countryside shot, and I think it looks really gorgeous. I believe this is built on Playground Games' proprietary engine that they use for Forza, which is probably a good choice here. I think we're all kind of tired of the Unreal Engine frame drops that we seem to get with every single open world game. So I am all here for them to use a custom engine for this game. And I think it just looks gorgeous. Like when we look at the environment, you see just lush green trees, you see like the vegetation details, the grass, in the distance. They have like a big, I don't even know what it is. They didn't talk about it. It's like this big green plant that like is touching the sky, it almost looks like. Kind of reminds me of from like Lord of the Rings, like the Shire, which I think is just a huge W in my opinion. I like that it looks like the walking animation has been fixed. A critique with the first gameplay they showed was the male walks like a woman. Like he was like rotating his hand, and it looks like they fixed that. Thank God, because none of us want to be walking like a woman as a male character. One thing I am digging is like this quest about like the pig, this like talking living pig. You get to decide like, do you want to kill it or do you want to keep it alive? That is Fable to me. It's just like kind of like ridiculous. Like what the hell? Like it's a talking pig. What kind of a quest is this? But that's Fable. Fable's kind of like ridiculous and over the top, and that's what I really like seeing. It's like the devs kind of get what made the original Fable, and I am all here for it. It is new that they have branching dialogue. Like, you choose what you say in a conversation. That's a really modern feature of games nowadays. But back with the original Fables, it wasn't really like branching dialogue. It was more like you press A to do the good thing, you press X to do the bad thing, which I think fits Fable really well. What's cool about in the trailer is when he ultimately decides to save the pig, he pays money to save the pig. He gets this reputation system. He gets virtuous and shrewd, which I kind of like. When I first heard, it's like morality is gray. It's a lot of us were kind of thinking like, well, that's not Fable. Fable's very much good or evil. Which one are you? Now that we kind of see more in detail of this reputation system where there's virtuous, there's shrewd, there's like murderer, I kind of like it now that I've seen it in action, and it has me excited. I like that the NPCs also have reputations they're kind of on the lookout for. Like they like that you're shrewd, or they hate that you're shrewd. They love you're an entrepreneur, they hate that you're an entrepreneur. That is awesome to me. And it kind of solves that problem of, I mean, we were worried about it, like I said, where you're either evil or you're good in Fable. And they said, well, morality is gray. And we're like, well, fuck that. No, we want to be good or evil. I think the way they did it, though, is actually, to me, it works. It works way more than I was expecting it to. And it excites me. I really like that. Speaking of entrepreneur, I've been talking about that. I love that we are getting back the ability to purchase a property in this game. Buying a property and becoming like the capitalist overlord of the world was the freaking best part of Fable, in my opinion. I loved buying up every business. And what you would do is you would buy every business and set like the prices to low and get everybody to love you. And then when you needed a shit ton of money, you would just crank all the prices to max and everyone would hate you, but who cares because you're rich anyways. It was awesome. I love that it's coming back to this game. And same thing with properties. It looks like you can buy a house, you can rent it out. There's a tenant in there, you get rent from them. You can evict them if you want. They added the option to actually pay them to leave. So if you don't want like that really bad reputation hit, you can just pay them to get out of there to be more nice to them. Or you can just say fuck them and kick them out, which is also great. I am so excited to see those two features in this game. I'm glad they're doing it the way they're doing it. Like when you buy a business, you have the option to select who's employed there. You can fire them if you want to, which I do not remember being in the original game. I actually really like this feature. That's one of the big things they show. They have Jack the beggar on the street here that we donate some money to him. We get a reputation for it, and he likes us. And so now since he likes us and we just purchase a business, we go ahead and give him a job to work at our business. And now he's Jack the bartender. And then he gets up and walks to the business. I love that. That is really, really awesome. And that's even like more Fable than I even realized. It fits this game so perfectly. I like that you can collect all the money from your businesses from one single chest. It is different than Fable 3, for example. In Fable 3, you would just get paid every 20 minutes, I believe it was. Based on the amount of businesses you had, you would just generate a certain amount of income, and then every 20 minutes, you would just get paid. Looks like they're taking that out for the chest, which I'm okay with, as long as we can collect income from all businesses from the one chest, which they say you can. I'm cool with that. I don't know if I would prefer the chest or prefer the 20-minute interval like we used to have with Fable 3. But either way, everything related to the business, as you guys can probably tell, I am eating up. I am loving it. The minigame for smithing is coming back, or just smithing in general is coming back, which is great. Any OG Fable players, we've all probably spent hours just doing these jobs to just grind up some money just so we could buy a business, just to set the price to max and have everybody hate us and be evil. The new little mini game you do for smithing is definitely more than what was in Fable 3. Fable 3, you would just press like X, A, X, A. It was like this kind of not the most engaging mini game, I would say. The new one looks like it might be a little bit more engaging. We'll, once we get our hands on it, we'll see. And I hope there's more than just smithing. You used to be able to play a lute, like just a string instrument, and that would be like the one that would pay you the most money, actually. So we'll see what they do with the new jobs. Hopefully there's a variety of them, and we can just kind of do that to grind up some cash. Some of the things that worry me is the facial animations. They are so bad that they actually take me out of the experience. Another thing that worries me is the dialogue. I hope this isn't one of those modern audiences games. I hope they just write normally. The reason that worries me a little bit is the very first NPC we see in this gameplay demo here that he goes and greets, he says the word rando.
Follow me. I don't deal with randos.
Which is fine. That's not like a huge deal in of itself. I just don't think these people in this world would be saying that. But it feels weird because it just doesn't fit the setting. It's like dialogue that doesn't fit the setting, which is one thing that definitely worries me a little bit. The reputation system seems to build really quickly. I'm hoping that's tweaked before the release. It looks like you go into town, you talk to two people, you make one decision, and next thing you know, everybody knows that you're like this virtuous guy. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that does fit Fable, but it also seems like it's just really, really fast. And I'd like it to take a little bit more time. But ultimately, I mean, we'll see how it comes out in the game. It wouldn't be a deal breaker. I just hope it takes a little bit longer. My biggest concern in this game by far is the combat. The combat has been going around. Most people who have seen this are not a big fan of the combat. I am no exception. I think the abilities are really kick-ass. It kind of looks like Hogwarts Legacy. That was my first thought, and that seems to be a pretty popular prevailing opinion online. Totally not a complaint at all for me. I really enjoyed Hogwarts Legacy, and I think the combat abilities look kick-ass in this game. The problem is the AI. Like, they are all just standing there doing absolutely nothing. I hope this was some kind of difficulty thing. At the minimum, I hope they can just fix this by the time the game releases. Maybe it is just a difficulty thing, like if you do the max difficulty. Hopefully you'll get attacked from multiple angles and there will be different enemy types, so you actually have to think about the abilities you're using and whatnot. I think that would be so much more engaging than what was shown. What was shown just isn't it for me. It looks like it would get dry pretty quick, and it would kind of like, what's the point of all these different abilities if everyone's just going to stand there and not do anything, So the combat is personally my biggest issue with what I saw in this gameplay demo. All in all, I really, really like what I saw here. I think the graphics look pretty dang good. I think the life sim elements are awesome. I like that you can still get married, you can have children, you can get divorced, give gifts to people, you can give someone a job. There's a bunch of NPCs to talk to. They supposedly have their own schedules. This is all awesome stuff, in my opinion. That makes me really excited. It's just the facial animations, the potential for that modern audience dialogue that worries me, and most importantly, the combat. I really, really hope the combat gets fixed. But beyond that, this game is looking awesome to me. It's one of the games I'm most looking forward to. Definitely in 2027 for sure. I'm not upset with the delay at all. I think this game needs some time based on the gameplay demo, but I am really, really looking forward to playing it. So that's my thoughts on Fable. I just wanted to share, wanted to talk about it. It's a game I'm really looking forward to. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.